Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very sorry not to be with you tonight for this wonderful occasion. However, I am honored to be able to address such an esteemed group of motorsport drivers and leaders. Unfortunately, business demands here in the United States have kept me from being able to join you. Motorsports comes together like no other to support each other, and the work that Christine and her team does with the support of everyone here is a testament to that. As I'm sure you know, Christine and her late husband David worked for Ford from 1969 to 1973, and we are proud to support Hope for Tomorrow and the innovative work that they do on behalf of patients and families across the UK. Clearly, family is a huge part of the Ford Motor Company, but many of you may not know that motorsports has been a part of Ford since 1901. In fact, on October 10th, 1901, great-grandfather won his first and only race aboard the fabled sweepstakes. Henry Ford was up against a far more experienced opponent in the form of Alexander Winton, already an established automaker and famed auto racer. No one gave Henry a chance, but they underestimated what a great engineer and innovator great-grandfather was. The net result was a win for the unknown Henry Ford, and this resulted in financial backers giving him the money to set up the company we now know today as Ford Motor Company. Fast forward to 1966. I am sure you all know the story of my father, Henry Ford II, and his attempt to buy Ferrari and his disappointment at not being able to close the deal. So, in 1966, hopes were incredibly high that Ford could pull off another great upset and unseat the great Enzo Ferrari at a place he rightly called home, Le Mans. Standing alongside Henry Ford that day in June was a younger me. It was my first trip to Le Mans and my first ever motorsport event. I had no idea what to expect. For me, it was amazing to be there with my father and to see his passion and enthusiasm for the sport he loves so much. And it sparked my own passion for motorsports that has lasted ever since. So you can imagine how I felt when I learned that we were going back to Le Mans 50 years later. The pressure was on, and the tension that day was like nothing I have ever remembered. As we got close to the end of the race, I was in the garage with my cousin Bill Ford, as well as the leadership of Ford Motor Company. The feeling as the Ford GT crossed the line to take the class win was like nothing I've ever experienced. And all those memories of my ancestry who dedicated so much to sport came flooding back. It was a very emotional day. Standing on the podium with Bill and receiving the trophy was a memory I will treasure for the rest of my life. And to have my wife and 3 of my sons, as well as other extended memories of our family, meant a huge amount. The investment we all make, whether financial or emotional, in this sport is huge. Of course, we all set out to win, to drive innovation, and to push the boundaries of what is possible from a technological and emotional point of view. I return to Le Mans next month with very high anticipation. But many thanks to all of you, and I hope that you have a wonderful evening this evening, and I look forward to seeing you in Le Mans in the next couple of weeks.